anyway, hi guys. I would love to introduce you to my dear friend Dina. Dina and I have been colleagues for quite a few years. She's been in the root and fields business for about 7, and and
Welcome to real life.
this is real life. Yes, this is not a scripted kind of interview, but I wanted to introduce you to her because she has an awesome story, and I wanted her to share it because she has such a tremendous experience in business. In various businesses actually. We're also fellow. We share homeland. We're from the same country, and we're also here in Virginia, Northern Virginia. We're living very close. And we've really she's been really supportive of me in my business since the beginning, and so we wanted to come to you and kind of share a little bit of her story, why she started her business specifically with Rodan and Fields in this case, and kind of some things that might help somebody who is currently kind of looking at starting a business either with Rodan and Fields or any other kind of business, because right now we're living in such an environment where a lot of people are not feeling 100% secure in their full-time job, or their business has suffered because of the pandemic, and we really wanted to address that as well. So Dina, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I love nothing more than showing, how truly awesome this kind of business and this channel is. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions surrounding not only our, specific company, but just this sort of distribution channel. And I really want to help people to understand better so they're informed.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with you. So I would love for you to tell us a little bit about your background, where you were, when you found Rodan and Fields, and what you were doing, and a little bit about your prior business experience as well.
Absolutely, I'm happy to. So I've actually been at it for 7+ years. My 7th Rodan anniversary was back in May, and I actually gave this business to myself for my 35th birthday. So, I'm 42 now, and I've been doing this, like I said, for quite some time. I feel like, this is a pretty long time in, a multi-level marketing business or a network marketing business, but I have found that our company especially has been so amazing that I'm not going anywhere. So I, sort of fell into this. I never had tried the products myself. I knew that I needed something better than, I was using, just regular old soap from CVS. And I knew that I needed to do something better for my skin. Skincare has also, I felt like, always been, it's a business. It's something everybody needs. If you have skin, you need to wash your skin. The fact that it was a product that's consumable and you wash it down the drain every day was also very appealing to me. When I first saw it on Facebook, a friend of a friend was posting about it. Just like most of us find things, it was through social media. I wasn't truly looking for anything, but I didn't know, I sort of found it when I didn't know I needed it, because I had sold my retail business. I had a brick and mortar store, actually in Old Town Alexandria, for 10 years. It was maternity and baby boutique, so very niche. I loved it. I loved helping pregnant people. I loved everything about maternal health. It's always been a really interesting topic to me. Didn't have children myself. I ended up having 2 after that, but I thought that this was such a niche market and I loved everything about it. However, it was really inventory heavy. It was seasonal, and it was really hard to hire and keep people. So because of our area, everybody really, as soon as they got a government job, they would quit. And you spend all that time training them. And then, it would be like, bye-bye. So after about 10 years, my partner and I decided to sell the business. It ended up selling really quickly, which was great. But I was feeling like I was really missing that, customer relationship, helping people. And so even though I didn't know I was looking for something, when I saw this opportunity, it clicked for me. And so I ended up joining on the whim. And then, of course, as I tried the product, I was also learning about the business. I loved, our brand name. It was the Proactive Doctors. Everybody pretty much had heard of Proactive. And of course, my friends and I were looking for anti-aging products. So the fit was, really, really great. I didn't have to brand myself. The brand was there. For my store, it was really hard for people to trust in the Appleseed brand. They had no idea what Appleseed was. Building an online presence was really difficult. So when I saw this and the brand was so well known and I was just kind of plugged into all of those resources, it was a total no-brainer. Right now I feel like it's actually the perfect time to sort of look at a business like this that's e-commerce, it doesn't have any inventory. I see my friends really struggling with brick and mortar stores. Some of them are able to stay open, some of them are not. Some of them are, day to day, either shut down this week, reopen next week, limited number of people can come in and out. I feel for them. I was one of those stores. So to have a business that doesn't have any of those issues, that's kind of, business as usual, is just, we've been super lucky. And I really want to sort of pass on that information to anyone who may be looking for something additional to their income or to replace something that they've lost.
Yes, I can relate. As you know, I had started a business of my own before. So tell me a bit about the difference between starting your store and
Yes,
what it took, and then compared to what it took you to start Rodan Field's business. What
absolutely. I
is
mean,
the difference with, like right now, it's even changed since then.
oh yeah. I mean, basically starting a Rhodian Fields business was nothing. I mean, there was zero risk. You just bought a set of sort of prepackaged products to start with so you could try them yourself. We don't even have that requirement anymore. You could literally start with nothing and then get 50% off on your first order to use products for yourself. Back when you and I started, we did have more of a prepackaged, buy-in, which we loved, but right now we can't use because we're not doing a lot of in-person events. So the company's really pivoted in that way. However, it was under $1,000. So, and there was a full 60-day money back guarantee. To show you the other side, my friend and I took a $70,000 to start our store, a 5-year lease, and basically put our houses or our apartments as collateral. My husband had to co-sign for us. I mean, we were like looking at, everything we owned had gone to just securing the space for the store. And, of course, we had to prepay for thousands of dollars of inventory. It was, very financially heavy. And we knew that for the first couple of years, we weren't going to make our money back probably for a while because we had to pay all of these investments back. With RNF, you're literally making money from day one. You really you're not stocking any inventory. People go on your website, they purchase, and you make commission off of that purchase. And you're able to, of course, profit also from anyone who you bring in as a distributor under you. So I made money. I actually made my investment back, that $1,000 investment, in the very first month. Everything else I looked at as the cherry on top. And of course, 7 years later, I've been able to match my corporate salary. I went back to a corporate job, which I still have and I really like, but I'm able to do this alongside that with a salary that's literally matched my corporate job. That's never going to go away because no one is going to fire me. I'm self-employed. So that gives me that peace of mind that I never had with my store. We were always very much month to month, good month versus a slow month. Our salary, what we paid ourselves, was always varied due to what was happening. And I know that a lot of people are feeling that big time right now.
Exactly. Thank you. And just to, one of the questions that I'm sure you get asked a lot, and I get asked a lot, with the changes in the economy, with this pandemic going on, how has your business changed, or has it changed at all? And how?
Sure. So, it's interesting. I thought it would change a lot more, but it really hasn't. It was in terms of the e-commerce part of it and having all of those digital tools, they've remained the same. If anything, I've been teaching people about, video conferencing. Like, you and I, we've been using Zoom for 5 years. People are coming to me being like, well, you seem to know what you're doing, so I'm teaching people, at least in the beginning of the pandemic, how to get on all of these virtual, teams and all of this sort of connectivity. We've always had virtual connectivity. It's something that's been ingrained in us from the beginning because we work with people globally. And there's no parameters and there's no geographic boundaries. So in that way, the business hasn't changed at all. And what I found is a lot more people have a little bit more time on their hands. They're trying to take care of themselves. They're working out more. Everyone I know has gotten themselves a Peloton. And they care about, they're like, this is the time to really start taking care of my skin, my body, my mental health. And we're sort of wrapped into that self-care. So I actually seen my business grow very well. Sure, there've been people that have needed to take a break from ordering products because of financial situation, but our company's been so great that they've been offering so many deals and specials and, less expensive options, that I don't feel that our business has really taken a major hit like most of the other ones. We've been very lucky. It's very sort of recession, I would say pandemic proof, because we're in that virtual marketplace and have such a stronghold there.
Right. So, I mean, I can relate to that, and I definitely, can say that, I have gotten a lot of messages from people because they are now, not able to, especially those who used to do facials on a regular basis, and, you know, um, even go to the doctor's office. It's because we don't require that. It's a lot easier for someone to take better care of themselves without having to go see somebody, especially with all the dangers of that all the risks
Yeah,
that.
it's contactless completely with still getting the benefits and the results. And no one is to say you can't go back to those things, but in the meantime, you're maintaining
Yeah.
what you invested in with these really amazing clinically tested, effective products. And a lot of people, I also feel that, are sort of looking for a plan B, perhaps a side, income. They're much more apt to look at this now versus maybe before the pandemic because they didn't need it. They were so busy. Sort of like all of this minutia has fallen off and people feel like, I can really look into something seriously like this because I know that if something like this happens again, I'm going to have this nest egg that, I'm just going to build alongside my normal life.
Yes, and actually, that's my next question. How are you able to combine your full-time job, your two kids,
Yeah.
and your business? What does it take? And kind of give us a little bit of kind of that picture of how your day looks like.
Sure. So for me, it's all about being consistent and being organized with your time. So, I like to sort of block my time. Right now, I'm working from home. So my daughter is upstairs. She's in virtual school. Like I know you and I, we haven't had any in-person school this entire year and probably won't in our area. So I've been really good about kind of scheduling things out ahead of time. So I'll look on Sunday, I'll make a schedule. I know where I have some time off. You don't need much time with this business. It's a work smart, not hard kind of deal. So if you have about half an hour to an hour a day, you just need to know what you're going to do in that half an hour. So I know in between calls, like right now I'm on lunch break and Oli and I are doing this. I will take that time to get off social media, not be distracted, and I will follow up with my current customers. I will, post on social media. I will share results of the products with my network. I love sampling, smart sampling. So I'll send people samples. I'll send my customer samples to give out to their friends and family. I mean, it is very simple. It's really just more kind of sharing what we're doing, but being consistent about it. So, I fit it in when I can. For me personally, nighttime is a really good time. I'm watching TV anyways. Kids have gone to bed. It's quiet. This is when I really sort of do all of my, reaching out to people, following up and, sharing. Sometimes in the morning, I'll have an hour and that's really all you need. And then I know exactly what I'm doing the next day. At the end of the week, I'll see where I am. I'll make the same schedule for the following week. So I think if you're an organized person in some way, and it looks different for everyone, like Olia, you use Calendly. I just, very basic, use my notes on my phone and my calendar, but you've got to have some kind of a system. And that's something I think that seasoned consultants like us and our corporate office has been amazing with helping new people get into that sort of business system. Once you're in it, it really sort of does a lot of the work for you as long as you're consistent and you know what you're going to do that day. You only need about an hour a day max.
Yes, and I agree with you. I mean, I have people on my team who work 80 hours a week, have kids, and are still able to fit this into their life. I mean, it's really just a matter of,
Absolutely. And because we don't have any minimums, and if there's a time where you just can't fit this in, it's okay. Your business is already there. It'll pay you no matter what, because you've already put in the time into it. I found that sometimes, you work really hard 1 month and you don't reap the benefits of that work for the next couple of months because it's not instantaneous. It's like any other business. But if
exactly.
you give it a little bit every day, it will absolutely pay you back. I've never seen anyone not profit from this business if they've actually given it the time.
Exactly. And it's, it's being consistent over time, and there's always a business cycle. So you have to take that into consideration for sure. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give someone who is currently considering, starting, looking at starting a business, or even more specifically that's thinking about starting a Rodani Fields business?
Absolutely. I mean, right now we know that buy-in is only $75. I mean, that is not a lot of money, and you get a lot of samples for that, plus all of these marketing materials. In my mind, you're never going to really know if this is for you unless you try it. So yes, it can be scary, and it is not something that we're taught. It's a very out of the box kind of business. But if you just believe a little bit in yourself and you're coachable, and you think that, look, like, I'm just going to follow what these girls are telling me to do. They've been there, they've done it. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. I would just say, yes, we all were insecure when we started something new. Just like anything else in life, it takes a little bit of time to get going. But I say, if you see that the risk is minimal, which this absolutely is, you also have a full 60-day money back guarantee on anything that you purchase. Why not give it a chance? You will know within the first 2 months if this is a good fit for you. So in my mind, there's really someone who's looking to start something. You need to look at a few things. Is this a product you can get behind? Is it something that, has a good brand name and is a solid business before you ever looked at it? Have you ever heard of it? If it has a great brand name like Rodant Fields does, I mean, you just won the lottery with that one. And of course, are you willing to be coached by other people? If you say yes to those things, then you got to do it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Dina. It was wonderful to chat with you. Like we said, we're gonna try to keep it really short and sweet. And I think we covered a lot of the questions that people normally ask us. So hopefully,
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And I think that, this is the time, the time is now. We never know what's going to happen. And, we're just so happy that I'm just so happy that I took that chance on myself, more so than anything else, because it's really given me and my family a huge peace of mind, especially right now. So thank you, everybody. I love being here.
one more question. Actually, you just, I'm gonna.
Oh, sure.
But what are you most excited about when it comes to the business right now?
So we are still, even though we've been in, I think, about 12 years now, it's still so young. There's so much opportunity, you guys. We just launched in Japan. We are only in Australia and Canada, and we're the #1 skincare brand in North America already. So there is no time like the present because you're so much still, at that ground level opportunity. So I'm really excited to see where we're going to go next. We're upgrading all of the main regimens with new ingredients. I mean, the company is always reinventing themselves. You never feel stale. So not only we have a ton of new digital tools for consultants that are now all on this app that we have that we never had when you and I started, but our products are getting facelift and the results have been coming in and they're amazing. So I'm excited for all of those things, for our company to really constantly be reintroducing and innovating. Just makes me really excited for the future. I'm 7 years in, but I feel like a brand new consultant right now.
I know. There's so much coming.
And of course, like, just our expansion is really exciting.
I know. Yeah, I can't wait about, and what
Maybe they'll come to Russia. You never know.
one day, yes. I have
I'll go to Russia
all the time. Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining me and for sharing your story with our audience. And thank you guys for tuning in. We look forward to an amazing 2021. And All the best. Much health to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.